Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Stews, and today, chums, I'm doing a video for you guys in the viewerverse around the questions and the comments and feedback that I've had on my previous video. So a lot of people are saying that they can't find the Dissonant systems. Now, I don't know how to pronounce that word, so here you go. This is how it's pronounced.
Dissonant.
Dissonant. Apparently that's how it's pronounced, look.
Dissonant.
Dissonant. I've got it on freaking Google, mate. So I've been saying dissonant, but that says a dissonant.
Dissonant.
Okay, cool. Right. Anyway, what you're seeing on the screen here are the settings for normal mode. Your settings have to be at normal mode at minimum. If you're in creative mode or relaxed, it puts it below that minimum, and you're not going to find the
Dissonant
systems. Yeah, so here I am on the galactic map looking for one of those systems, and I'm in one at the moment, but I'm looking for another one. Now there's a couple of no-nos, okay? If you come across a
Dissonant
system, but it's got anything like data unavailable, like this one, that one is not going to spawn the actual ship. So when you kill all the Sentinels, because it's still going to show you the Sentinels, it just comes up with nothing found on the screen, and it's freaking annoying. I've had so many people saying that they've had that happen, they don't know what's happening, they've gone to 5 different planets and it's happening all the freaking time. Well, even if the bottom area says data unavailable as well, let me see if I can find you an example of that. So you've either got all of them that say data unavailable, then sometimes you get the odd one that's an abandoned system, which is the same sort of thing. You're going to be able to fight the Sentinels, but at the end of the wave, it's going to come up nothing found on the screen, and yeah, it's really finicky. But anyway, I don't know whether it's a feature or whether it's a bug. I don't know whether it should be designed that way. Anyways, people, now that I'm inside one of these
Dissonant
systems, I've gone up on my freighter and I've gone up to that scanner sort of bay thing to scan all the planets, so I don't have to do it myself. Yeah, it's just another thing you can do if you've upgraded your freighter as far as mine. But there you go, planet with corrupted Sentinels. Now I've flown down to the planet, I'm just looking for a decent place to land, and lucky enough, look at that, I found a little minor settlement. But it doesn't matter where you land, just land anywhere really. But if you do land on a landing pad, it saves you some launch fuel. Anyhow, jumping out of here, now I need to find myself a Sentinel, or a way of upsetting Sentinel. Sometimes you can be lucky, and when you scan around, you might even see a little red Sentinel icon, like you can see just there. Boom, corrupted drone. I could go kill him, and then I can start my combat with the Sentinels. If you don't see that though, all of these planets that I've been on have got gravitino balls. Go to one of those. Right, so picking up the gravitino ball is going to make the Sentinels super angry, and they're going to come find you. Now I've called in my ship just as I was picking up that gravitino ball, just so I can use it as a bit of cover. You can run behind your ship and duck and cover, reload, do whatever you need to do behind your actual ship, and hopefully the Sentinels aren't going to shoot you. Just put a bit of space between you and them. Anyway, you're going to have to do combat with the Sentinels until you reach a 5-star sort of rating, and after you take out the 5th and last final wave, it's going to automatically pop and send a beacon up into the air. But we'll get to that in a moment. A few tips for taking out the Sentinels. You're going to need a fully upgraded multi-tool. So up inside the station, the same side as where the appearance modifier is and where you upgrade your exosuit, you're going to find a load of vendors. The vendor that you want is the one that's got the multi-tool cabinet right by him. Talk to that vendor. You may have to scroll down in the list to find the S-Class modules. The Scatter Blaster seems to be quite a decent weapon of choice, but I also like the Neutron Cannon, which is really cool. Anyways, just carry on shooting the Sentinels. Now, if you notice that your shield's getting a bit low, if you take out these little mini drones, they're going to drop these green canisters. Now, you can pick up the green canister or just shoot it. Shooting it or picking it up is going to recharge your shield. So you might want to leave some of those green canisters scattered about. So when you're doing combat with the larger Sentinel, if you're taking damage, shoot a green canister, get some shield back. If you do take out one of the bigger Sentinel sort of crab monster spider things, you're going to get a blue canister, and that fully recharges your shield, so you might want to leave some of those about as well. But anyways, just shooting these are going to take out all these little mini drones. Oh, and they repair each other. If you see one fly over to the other and it's got a little spanner on it, you might want to take that one out as quick as possible because it's repairing the other ones, and they sort of share that role, so it can be a real pain in the neck to take them out. The neutron cannon that I mentioned earlier actually does radial blast damage, so when they all cluster together like that, hit the one in the middle, it's going to hit all of them. The ones on the outer edge aren't going to take so much damage, but I love the neutron cannon for that because it does sort of blast radius damage. Anyways, I'm pretty much nearing the end of the combat on this wave, and you'll see I don't have to pick anything up, I don't have to do anything. As soon as I take out the final one, boom, it does that automatically, and that's going to find you your crashed ship. So I've already got one of these crashed sort of sentinelized ships, so I don't really need enough of one, but I'm doing this video mainly on feedback on all your questions that you've had. And another of those questions is, I can't find the inverted mirrors. Well, as you're just on a planet, you can just be walking around and just come across them. And it's this icon that you're seeing on the screen here, and it's this sort of creaturey type sentinel beast that you need to blow up. It's an oddity, isn't it? It does look freaking weird. But when you blow that one up, you're going to get your inverted mirror. That's a guaranteed drop. What isn't a guaranteed drop is one of those core echo devices. Those things are like as rare as rocking horse turd. Yeah, and you can get them during normal combat. I've had those echolocators drop from killing one of the giant spider mechs. I've had it drop from killing one of those inverted mirror type creatures that I've just killed just then. I've had it pop when I've been shooting down sentinelized ships in space or whatever. So they're gonna pop, but it's random drop. So hopefully just carry on killing waves of sentinels, and hopefully you're going to get one of those echolocators, the little gold one that's next to that inverted mirror right there. But yeah, they're quite rare. Now you could duplicate them if you really want to. I have got a guide on how to duplicate anything, and it still works. I'll put that in the top right hand corner if you want to do that. Now, for whatever reason, I've picked up some Sentinel heat on me right now that I want to shift before I start interacting with this ship that I've found. You can see here, look, I've got a 2-star rating on me. Right, so a tip to actually get rid of Sentinel heat is you can use your cloaking device, and hopefully they're not going to spot you. But if they do spot you, just sort of leg it away a little bit from where you want to be, and then use your terrain manipulator to dig a freaking little warren, and I usually tunnel back to where I want to be. But anyways, so here you go. I'm just going to run behind this little cliff over this way, so I've got a little bit between them and me. There you go, over here. I'm going to swap my multi-tool, because this one at the moment has got my cloaking device in, not my terrain manipulator. It does help if you've got a multi-tool that's got a terrain manipulator in and a cloaking device, as a bit of a heads up. I haven't done that. I might do that with my new multi-tool and use it more of a stealth sort of multi-tool. Who knows? Anyhow, so here we go. So I'm going to dig into the ground here, and all I'm going to do is turn around so the sentinels can't follow me in, and I'm going to seal it off. And now I'm going to use the terrain manipulator and tunnel all of my way back underneath where that crashed ship is. And then once I get there, you can see that they're still managing to scan me through the freaking ground, which I think is new. I don't think they used to be able to be this cunning and sneaky. Anyway, I'm swapping back to my multi-tool that's got the cloaking device in, tunneling all the way back to the actual area where I need to be, and then I'm just going to activate the cloaking device. Here we go, boom, lovely jubbly. And now they can't see me. Now there's going to be sentinels are abated, which means that they're buggered off, basically. And then I can tunnel back out through the ground. I'll swap a multi-tool back to the freaking one that's got the multi-tool with the terrain manipulator in. Lovely jubbly. And that's got rid of the sentinel heat. So if you're finding that the sentinels are too much for you, that is a nice little escape tactic if you have a terrain manipulator and also a cloaking device. If you've only got the terrain manipulator, just tunnel under the ground back to your ship and pop out into your ship, jump in your ship, fly up into space. It takes a little while for the drones to come at you, and by that time hopefully you would have pulsed away or got on board a station or something. Anyway, if you want this ship, I don't really want this ship, there's a location for this ship. However, I'm going to pick this ship up anyway because I'm going to show you another option. So if you do come across a ship that you don't want as a second or third ship or whatever following this guide, you can simply claim the ship, take it up to the station and scrap it. And you're going to get a shed load of freaking units, and you might get some S-class modules or some modules to help tool out your other ships. Anyway, there's these little guys that are sort of like festering behind the back of the ship, the pilots of the ship. and they actually give you these sort of little codes there, and they say the 10th, whatever. Well, that's like a binary code that you can work out, and that gives you an individual letter for each one of those, and there's quite a string of these. So when it says the 10th, it's the 10th letter, so you can slowly spell it out, and I know what those mean. However, for now, mum's the word. Don't want to spoil it for you, and because it's a spoilery type thing, I'm going to do a separate video on that. It's going to be very short. Yeah, but if you like the sounds of that, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hopefully you won't miss it. Anyways, lovely jubbly. If you interact with that guy, though, behind there, the little dead pilot, you are going to get some freebies, and sometimes that freebie can be really important. Like, it might give you this icon that I'm about to hit up here, which is some sort of weird brain, a Heideline brain. Hit that. It's going to scan a case and it's going to find you the monolith, and that's how you're going to get the final ingredients that you need to fix any ship that you do want to keep. Obviously, if you don't want a ship, you don't have to claim it. I'm just showing you that you can claim a ship and you can scrap it. I'm just going to fly there and back. So here I am at the actual monolith, and I'm going to present that Heideline brain, or whatever, Heideline brain, and it's going to give me a harmonic brain. So the thing is the word dissonant actually means unsuitable on an unusual combination, clashing, lacking harmony. Now this brain is called a harmonic brain, so I guess it's harmonized. So yeah. Now you've got the harmonized brain, you can head on all the way back to your ship. I blew up a few other bits and bobs there because I saw a couple of rare commodities like one of those inverted mirror type robots there. But now I'm flying back to that actual ship. I can go and hit on up the ship. Boom, dundily done. I can claim that ship. Now it's all harmonized. And I can fly on up to the actual station and go to the scrapping unit and scrap this ship because I don't really like it. It hasn't got freaking wings. How does it fly? I don't know. So yeah, it looks like one of those hex bugs. You know, yeah, the terrible toys that no one plays with anymore. Anyway, I'm going to jump in this hex bug and fly it up to the freaking station. I'm going to scrap it. But before I do, you can package stuff out now, people. So I'm going to hit triangle to store that technology. I'm going to stow it away in my exosuit. Yeah, so here we go, stick it in my exosuit, and then when I have got a ship that I do want to put it in, I don't have to craft it again. Excellent. So yeah, don't scrap something that you might need. There you go, I could even take that if I really wanted to, but I don't. There we go, so that's the only thing I wanted out of there, and I'm going to be flying this ship up to the station. I'm going to go to the scrapping unit and hopefully get a load of stuff that I can then sell and be unit rich. Right, so on this side of the station is where you're going to find your scrapping unit. Head on over and scrap your starship. You're going to get a shed load of freaking units, and you may even get the odd sort of module if you're very lucky. But because I've uninstalled and packaged out some of that technologies, probably not. Brilliant, eh? So I've got all this sort of stuff. You can see it popping up in the top right hand corner. That's the stuff that you want to go and sell, and yeah, that's how you're going to get your units. Lovely. On this same side of the station, people, there is a galactic trade terminal where you can sell it all. That's the multi-tool guy that I was on about earlier that might sell you some S-class modules. We'll go through these doors over here. You will need nanites for them. I do have a nanite guide. I'll put that up above here. Anyway, gonna sell all my stuff. Stuffage has been soldicated. Now I'm going to show you an easy way to find a ship. I've got one of these echolocatory things. Echolocator, that's the thing that I think if you... These are really super duper rare. If you are going to duplicate anything, duplicate these things. But if you want to get them the legit way, you're just going to have to do combat and you're just going to hope you get one. They're as rare as rocking horse turd when it comes to dropping though, people, as a heads up. So if you do get one, maybe duplicate it. Okay, now we already have seen the crash ship in this system, you know, the Sentinel ship. Now the Sentinel ships are locked to the planet and they're locked to the system. Now some people say that they've seen systems with 2 planets in. I've only ever seen systems with 1 planet in with corrupted Sentinels, but I have heard people say, no, I've got a system that's got 2. So there we are. Anyway, I'm going to jump on over to another Dissonant system. I think I said that right. Did I say that right?
Dissonant.
I just said Dissonant. I think I'm getting there, slowly. But yeah, anyhow, I don't want to go to those ones that say data unavailable, so I'm looking for a legit one like I've already explained. So it needs to have a race there, like Gek, Vy'keen or Korvax. If you don't see Gek, Vy'keen or Korvax, it's not going to work. You're going to kill the Sentinels, it's going to come up nothing found, and you're going to be like, what the fudge. Anyhow, so if that keeps happening to you, that's probably why you're in a system that's either data unavailable or has no erase, or it's an abandoned system. Righto, coolio. And I don't know whether that's a feature, a bug, or whatever. Anyway, I've hit on up that sort of locator. It's automatically going to lock onto the planet in question, hence why I didn't call in my freighter or warp here with my freighter, because it's going to lock onto the corrupted planet for you anyway. So freaking awesome. It does all the hard work so you don't have to. And not only that, it's going to take you to a campsite, which is cool. Right, so why are these cool? They're cool because I've got one of these machines in, the Harmonic interface. Now, when you get to the Harmonic interface, you want to go to Scan Memory Registers. Scan Memory Registers, you're going to get a simple math code, GCSE freaking level, but 4 minus 1 is 3. 8 plus 1 is 9. And 2 plus 5 is 7. There we go. So I've put them on the screen here, but then all you need to do is then go into the interface again and select the top option this time, people. Input the override glyphs, boom, and then it's just a case of putting in those sort of equations that we just had earlier. So let's hit those ones up. So I want to put in 3, I want to put in, I think it was 9, wasn't it? Heck yes, there we go, 9, and the last one, which was 7. So there we go, the 7th. Chicka-bam! Done, dilly, and done. Unlocked located. Well, that's going to unseal the multi-tool, or you can locate a distant signal, which is another ship. Hence why we've jumped to another system, to see another ship. So yeah, if you want to do this ship hunting, it all sort of works quite nicely. They've actually designed this quite well. The only thing I don't think they've designed all that well is the fact that the echolocators, the thing that I use to find this, are so freaking rare. Anyhows, now I want to swap my multi-tool, so I'm just packaging out some of the bits that I want to keep from the multi-tool that I'm trading in. I'm trading in my Dust Buster. Yeah, it looks like the thing that you hoover out cars with, doesn't it? It looks like a portable vacuum cleaner. I'm not a fan of that style, and I kind of like the other multi-tool that I'm about to swap it for. So these are the only ones that you can find as well, and I haven't found them in any other colours. You're either stuck with this dusty orange, which is a bit cack, isn't it? Or you're going to get this one, which looks a little bit more red and black, which is a bit more in keeping with my actual sort of logo colours, and I'm a stickler for colours. Yeah, so I'm going to grab this one. And I don't think it looks vastly better than the other one, but yeah, there we go. I've got it. The weird thing is, you pick up the actual multi-tool, but it still leaves it in the cabinet. It's a weird, very weird. Anyway, if you want this multi-tool, I'll give you the locations for this. And this code that you're seeing on the screen here is also for the next ship you're going to see too. So yeah, if you want the ship that I'm about to show you, you're going to have to head back and pause it and get a screenshot of that code that you just saw there. Anyway, head back to this terminal, hit locate dissonant signal. I think I pronounced that right. Did I pronounce that right?
Dissonant.
Yeah, there we go. Now the reason I keep hitting that up is because I've had like 3 people comment to say it's blinking.
Dissonant.
Not dissident that you keep saying, or dissident, or whatever I keep saying. I've got a Northamptonian accent. We very rarely put the A's at the end of things like that. It's always dissonant or dissident. We sort of drop letters. Yeah, it's just a thing. Well, I really like the style of this one, I just don't like the colour. Like I said earlier, I want red, white and black. This one's freaking yellow or gold, but I do like the style of this one. This one looks freaking dangerous. Yes, but it's a gold. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. If you do want this one, like I said, the code was earlier when I showed the freaking multi-tool. But yeah, it's the same sort of, you're going to find this ship all over this planet. But there we go, that's that one. Heck yes. Anyway, run round to the back where you've got this sort of like little droid type guy, the pilot. There we go. Hit on up that, you're going to get a freebie. In this case, I've got 1 pugnium. Great, awesome. Now, when you interact with it, give it the antium or whatever, so you're going to get that binary code, so you can work out that little puzzle if you want. Don't want to spoil it for you just yet. Going to give it a bit longer before I put it out there in the verse. But yeah. You guys and the viewers are probably wanting another super duper awesomely tip, aren't you? Well, if you've got a fully tooled up, freaking to the nines ship, yeah, what you can do is get into your tooled up ship. So here we go, I've got my awesome fighter, then I've got a decent positron ejector in, I've got the double rocket sort of power up as well. I'm going to be flying out on this. It's also got the photon cannons leveled but not sort of to the max. Anyways, what I'm going to do is be naughty. I'm going to be a very naughty boy. Yes. So all I'm going to do is fly on over to some freighters. Not your own freighter. Fly on over to the freighters inside of the system and go and shoot them. They're denoted on your little radar by a little purple rectangle on the screen. Fly on over to those and just shoot at something. What I tend to shoot at is the little canisters over here. So I'm not doing a lot of damage and they might not deploy their own fighters. Boom. Blown that up. Now you can see here my wingmen have also automatically deployed. You might not have wingmen. I've got a whole video on how to get wingmen if you want wingmen. Wingmen are going to serve as a distraction, but they're also going to get in your own way. So if you want wingmen, I put a video up there all about wingmen. But anyways, I've got rid of my wingmen, and I'm just going to be taking on these guys on my own. Goodbye, wingmen. Bye-byes. Golly, and here we are. I'm going to be shooting out these sentinels. So they're going to be appearing in a bit. I've just got a little bit of distance from those freighters because I don't want to accidentally shoot the freighters any more than what I already have, because they might deploy their own fighters and then it goes into a big furball of evil. Anyhow, yeah, don't shoot the station. I've seen other sorts of tipsters out there saying shoot the station, it's the easiest way to bring in the pirates. Not the pirates, the sentinels. It's a very good way to bring in the sentinels, but it brings in a freaking swarm of them, and when you take out those, it brings in another swarm of them. You're going to be taking out like, what, 10 sentinels per wave, which is insanely hard. So unless you freaking want yourself a hard journey, that's the way to do it. Okay, anyhow, take out these. You're going to get, the first wave is going to be like 2, the second wave you're going to get 3, the fourth wave you're going to get like 4, etc, etc. And then when you get to the final wave, where you're fighting like 5 fighters, they're also going to be bringing in a giant freaking dreadnought. Ignore the fighters. Just go straight at the freaking dreadnought, shoot the shite out of the cannons. There's some on the lower area here, and then there's a whole freaking row of them, a whole roster of them in a row right here, and then there's another cannon on the top of the actual freighter. But just fly down the side and take them all out. If you've got positron ejector like me, you don't even have to be all that accurate. You can just shoot the freaking fudge out of this thing. Some of these freighters have also got balls on the bottom of them. You can shoot those off the bottom of the dreadnought as well and get yourself some freebies. This one hasn't got those, so all I'm going to do is fly around the back end of it, recharge my shields if I have to, and then fly down the other flank of the actual freighter and do the same on the other side. And they are a direct mirror, so where the cannons are on one side, they're going to be exactly the same on the other side, and yeah, just shoot them all to fudgery. Heck yes. And then you should see an energy bar appear on the actual freighter's hull itself. You can see there it's down to about half mast. Even after I've blown up all the cannons on this thing, it's still got quite a lot of energy left. So yeah, just keep attacking it until its energy bar gets super duper low. Now I wanted to be at a bit of a distance so we could see this thing blow up, a bit like in the trailer. However, not so lucky with it. You know, I'm still flying quite close to take out the final cannons. And what I would say is, if you're having difficulty doing that with a positron ejector, if you've got your rocket launchers in there, they're really good at hitting far at distance and do a lot of damage. So yeah, if you've got the double rockets, get those going. Anyway, I think I'll shut up for a little bit and let you watch me just blow this up. That is highly satisfying. I'm really happy that they've put that in. Anyway, you're going to get one of these, a Dreadnought AI fragment. Now, you can use that to find yourself your next crash ship, people. So all I'm going to do now is, because we've already seen the one in this system, I'm going to jump to another Dissonant system. I'm going to use my freighter for that though, and then at the opposite end I can scan. Not that you need to scan, because that little icony thing that we just got is going to find you the actual system that's got the corrupted Sentinels in. But here we go, I'm out at the actual galactic map and I'm looking for another one of those Dissonant systems. Am I saying that right, interwebs?
Dissonant.
That's how you say it, if I got it wrong. Yeah. Because I know people are going to get angry in the comments for my freaking English and my accent, which I was sort of born into, to be fair. It's in my DNA to pronounce things incorrectamundo. Yes. Anyhow, let's go around here and let's have a look-see. So there we go. We've got one. So it's got the Corvax race on that one, see, people? It doesn't say data unavailable on any of it. If it says data unavailable on any of it, the simplest thing to think, if it says data unavailable in the system, or it's got a cross somewhere on the system, you're not going to be able to progress past killing your Sentinels. It's going to come up, nothing found. Cool, yeah. I've said that like 3 times in this video. There is a thing with repetition. If you say things 3 times, it's supposed to really ingrain. Hopefully that's happened. Ha ha! Chicka-pow! Brainwashing 101. Brilliant day. Righto chums, it's time for me to hit on up that doohickey, the Dreadnought AI fragments. So hitting that up is going to find me my next crash ship. So people, if you only want to find the crash ships, fighting the actual freighters is going to guarantee give you one of those AI modules. So if you're only after the ships, perfectly fine. If you're after the multi-tools, you're going to need one of those core type echo things that I told you about earlier. The things that are as rare as rocking horse turd that you get as a random drop. Right, so I'm flying past this crash ship right now. Now I'm going to pop into camera mode. So popping into camera mode, hopefully you're going to be able to see what the colour of the ship is, what the configuration of the ship is. If you don't like the ship and the configuration or colour or whatever, you can then just fly straight back up in this system, shoot some freighters, pull in a load of fighters, kill a Dreadnought, get another one, rinse and repeat, and just jump systems and fire up your doohickey, do this again, don't like it, fly off, etc, etc. However, this ship here, as much as I love the configuration, because it was tinted slightly purple, it made it look red. It's freaking golden yellow, isn't it, people in the viewerverse? Dang it! Okay, well, I'm going to spend the rest of my day hunting for more ships that are in the right configuration, the right colour that I like. Until next time, people, you've all been freaking awesome. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again, people. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'd like to say a massive great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.